What's up, boys? Welcome back to another video. Today, week 7, I believe, of the top 25 college basketball rankings. Not as big of a impactful week on the rankings, but there definitely still was a lot to change, and they're definitely a lot different. So, let's get right into it. And yes, UNC and Duke are both not ranked. UNC fans, you can be happy about Duke not being ranked. You're welcome. Let's get right into it. Starting with number 25, the Louisville Cardinals. They would have been higher in my rankings, probably around the 16 to 18 range, if they didn't lose to Miami the other day. It's really tough that they lost that, because they could have been way higher in this rankings. And based on how I had them last week, I probably could have moved them out. But since I was going to move them up so much, I wasn't going to move them out just because of that one loss. Number 24 is the Clemson Tigers. And let me just say this. That loss of Virginia was absolutely atrocious. If you allow more than 80 points to Virginia, you should be ashamed of yourself. That team is definitely defense first, and if you allow 80 points to them, 80 plus points I should say, it's just not going to look good for you. And that's what happened to Clemson. So they're at 24 this week after pretty difficult loss for them. Number 23 is Minnesota Golden Gophers. Minnesota, obviously, they had a ginormous win against Michigan, a Michigan team that looked so dominant against Wisconsin, had a fantastic game. Minnesota, I should say, was going out there and they give it 110%, and Michigan just could not keep up with them. So that was enough for me to put them back in their rankings this week at number 23. Number 22 is the Alabama Crimson Tide. So far, undefeated in conference play. They're looking really good. Start of the season, not so much, but I mean, they've been on a roll lately. Roll Tide, you know what I'm saying? Okay, anyways. So yeah, 22 I think is very fair for them. Number 21 is the UCLA Bruins, a team that came into the season as a ranked team, lost to San Diego State in the first game, moved out, and now after going undefeated in conference play, they are right back in it right now at number 21. They've been playing some really good basketball of late. And obviously, the Pac-12 is not one of the stronger conferences. It's probably one of the weakest. Definitely the weakest Power 5, but probably one of the weakest in general. So yeah, but I think they definitely deserve a top 25 spot as of right now. Number 20 is the Illinois Illini. I don't know what's going on with them, man. They're at 5 losses. I very easily could have kicked them out of the rankings this week. My goodness, I know they're playing a strong Big Ten, but they're supposed to be the second best team in that Big Ten, and they're not playing it right now at all. Nowhere close. They're at 9-5. They're looking pretty rough right now. They are playing good competition, but a 5-loss team cannot be rewarded. So I really wanted to move them out, but 20 is where they have to be right now. Number 19 is the St. Louis Billikens. And although I think Illinois probably is a better team than St. Louis, I mean, St. Louis only sitting on 1 loss, and I can't reward 5 losses over their 1 loss no matter what. So 19 is where they're going to be. 18 is the Oregon Ducks, another Pac-12 team that I'm not very high on, but they're not losing very often. They have a good record. They've been playing pretty good basketball for a Pac-12 team, so I have to reward them with an 18 spot this week. Number 17 is the Missouri Tigers. Probably the most out-of-nowhere team of the year. They've been playing good basketball. They do have 2 losses now since they started like, 7-0 or so. But yeah, I still like what I'm seeing from Missouri, but I don't exactly expect it to hold on very much longer. Number 16 is the Virginia Tech Hokies. Fantastic team. They got a fantastic starting lineup, bench lineup. It's absolutely fantastic. Virginia Tech very well could be the best team in the ACC right now, but right now they have to be at 16. 15 is the Texas Tech Red Raiders. They gave Baylor some trouble. They beat Texas, so that's why they rose up a little bit. But they did lose against Baylor, although they did pretty well on defense at least. So I like what I see from Texas Tech. Matt Plumlee's pretty good player. Chris Beard, one of the best coaches in the NCAA. So yeah, Texas Tech at 15. 14 is going to be Florida State. Obviously, they pull out a big win against UNC. A game without free throws. Carolina won this game. But unfortunately, Florida State did pull out on top. They got a hot player in the first half and second half, just taking absolute control over the game. So yeah, 14. So Florida State does continue to move up. And I don't know how the AP doesn't have Florida State ranked right now. That's absolutely ridiculous. 13 is West Virginia, who I probably should have moved down more. But I just like this front court so much and the coaching that I just can't find myself doing it. I think they're a fantastic team. I definitely expect more from them. I probably should have put them lower. But based on what's happening up top, I have to leave them here. Number 12 is Creighton, another team I could have moved a little lower, but I think this is a fair spot for them. Number 11 is Wisconsin, who just got absolutely wrecked by Michigan. They just got absolutely obliterated. They did not play well whatsoever. It was like a 28-5 run at some point or something like that. It was absolutely insane. They just could not get anything going. I do think this is a top 15 or so team, and 11 is where they're going to end up for right now in a loaded Big Ten conference. Number 10 is Virginia, after a very, very convincing win against the Clemson Tigers. I had to give them the respect they deserve and move them up, although I do think this is probably the second most overrated team in the ACC, besides Duke. I think that they have to be here right now. The team for me is always on upset alert, if you guys know what I mean. They're definitely capable of beating good teams, but they're always on upset alert. So I think 10 is fair right now, although I don't think they're a top 10 team. Anyways, number 9 is Kansas. Kansas absolutely destroyed by Texas a couple nights ago, but this is by far definitely a top 10 team in the country. No way you cannot argue they're not top 10. But they have not looked as strong of late as they have earlier in the season. But right now 9 is definitely fair for them. Number 8 is the Michigan Wolverines. Probably the big surprise team out of the Big Ten at least. They've looked absolutely fantastic. Hunter Dickinson is looking like a star. The coaching has been fantastic. And they did just have that one loss against Minnesota. I would have had it about 6th, but after that loss, considering they are a ranked team for me, I only moved down to 8. So I think that's fair for them this week. Number 7 is Texas. Moving from 4 to 7 isn't too bad. They got another loss after the Villanova loss. So, you know, it was a buzzer beater from Matt McClung that ended it for him. So it's tough, so I only moved him down 3. 6 is Houston, a team that I'm definitely high on still. By far my favorite group of 5 team to watch play. So yeah, I think Houston's a good team, and I expect them to maintain this throughout the season. Number 5 is Tennessee. Probably, for me, personally, the best team in the SEC. I think they look really good. Number 4 is Iowa, another team in a loaded Big Ten conference. Luka Garza and all those shooters around him have been playing very good basketball as of late. So number 4 is where they have to be. And at number 3, still the same, Villanova at 3, Baylor at 2, although they did have a little scared from Texas Tech. And then obviously Gonzaga Bulldogs at number 1, the best team in college basketball. Definitely for me right now. Although people can make the argument for Baylor, I think it's definitely Gonzaga. They have not showed anything to show me otherwise. So yeah, that's going to be it for today's video, boys. Please like, subscribe, and comment. Turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.